Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with another edition of the Hot Take Podcast. I'm your boy Dom.
Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? It's Coquito.
We are a shot with not a shot. We are the Hot Take Podcast.
That's an old one, man.
Yeah, I had to correct myself. It's been a long week, but we are here with another episode. I'm glad nobody stepped in to fix that, but it's all good. All good on this side. You ready to hop into these topics?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it.
Yo, it's your boy Dom.
Yo, it's your boy Coquito, and you are watching the Hot Take Podcast.
All right, man, we here with another episode, but this is a special episode. This is the NBA Finals edition. So this should be a good one. Just going ahead and sending out the tweet to let everyone know that we're live. But but yeah, man, this is going to be a good one. Are you excited about this NBA Finals? First question.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this one. It's always good when you get a change of teams and two teams you kind of didn't expect to make it there. So I think that's what's going to make this finals exciting to watch. You get to, and it's good exposure for both teams as well. I mean, there's two teams that people really don't get a chance to really watch as much and get to learn more about these players and see how great these guys really are.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. This is definitely going to be a good one to watch. Both of these teams has battled all year. They definitely has, turned up in the second half and even in the playoffs in general. And I think this is going to be a good matchup. The fact that both of these teams has never really been to a finals and they have a lot of people for a first-time experience is definitely going to be a joy to watch. But before we get into that, the Bucks, let's go ahead and talk about that conference finals. The Bucks beat the Hawks, and the Hawks wind up, having a great run. I thought they was going to get it done, but, injuries and everything happened. But it's all good at the end of the day. But on the other side that they did, the Hawks, after elimination, decided to sign McMillan as their permanent head coach going into next season. So that's a good thing. My next question is for you. Your thoughts on them keeping McMillan as head coach, and what do you think they need to do next year to get back to the playoffs?
First, I think they should have announced the signing during the season. Or even during the playoffs. I think that would have gave them the players a little bit more of a boost, you know what I'm saying? A little bit something to play for. I think it's well deserved. I think his resume is excellent. He's a proven coach, and he definitely proven himself again with Atlanta there. What Atlanta has to do next, I think just stick it out. I mean, it's a young team. I mean, there's pretty much not much you can do. I mean, they have the depth. They have the young squad. I think they make sure they sign Collins back. And other than that, I mean, just find little pieces that you can add here and there. But other than that, I think the team is solid. And the best part is they're young, so they have a bright future.
Yeah, man, I think they definitely do have to bring Collins back. He had a nice playoff run. And when you want to, to be consistent and to keep contending in the playoffs, you got to keep the core together. So they got to go out there and pay all those guys that money. And I think they need another third piece. I think another go-to guy in that Hawks organization for that roster. I think it'll go a long way for them because if Trae Young gets bottled up, or if Collins like that gets bottled up, or like a catch-and-shoot guy like Kevin Huerter or Cam Reddish, if they're not consistent, you got to have that third go-to guy, and I think they need to do that in this offseason. It's going to be a bunch of talent out there. I think they can get like a veteran or someone that go play for Atlanta. I know Lou Williams is hot off the bench, but if you can go get you a starter, at least somebody that's decent enough to start for the next season in free agency, I think that'll take them a long way, maybe even closer to the finals than what they did last year.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, man. The next series that we need to talk about is the Clippers versus the Suns. The Clippers got eliminated. They had a roller coaster year as well, but, Kawhi going down with that injury. Paul George actually turning up. It just wasn't enough for the Clippers to get it done. What do you think the Clippers got to do next season for them to get back to the playoffs and even have a chance at the finals?
I mean, the Clippers just want to just – I mean, it's hard to say what can they do because, I mean, like you said, it's unfortunate they had the injuries. Obviously, I mean, Kawhi is a big piece, and I think the series could have been different if he was there, especially if Paul George was playing the way that he was playing. So, I mean, he did all he can. I definitely think I need they need to fill the center position for sure. And other than that, I just think they need more shooters and just a solid point guard to take the ball off Kawhi's hands most of the time because I don't really think he should be running the point mainly on that team. So I think if they find a main point guard, a decent center, and at least some shooters, I think that team will be even better than what they are already.
Yeah, I agree with the center position. They definitely need a certified center. There's nothing wrong with Zubac. But I think
I think he's a bench center though. I think he's off the bench guy.
Yeah, they have Cousins, but I don't think they used him right. So I think he can go somewhere elsewhere, especially after his production in the playoff games. I think that's destined enough for him to get a contract elsewhere. I think they need to move on from Rondo as well. Rondo was nice, but I don't think he fits the system very well. So I think those are the two guys they should move on from. They can both get a job at any organization. I think they'll help anybody else, but I think if they want to take that next leap, they need to go get some actual go-to scorers and a solid big man. That isn't DeMarcus Cousins. I don't think it'll work out because they barely use them. So I think that'd be good for both of them. Like I said, Kawhi and Paul George, they can run it back together, but I think they could be good. It's just going to take some time. Give Kennard more minutes too, in my opinion. But after that,
gotta throw that out there.
Oh yeah, you know I had to.
You gotta throw that out there.
I had to, man. He's a bucket getter, man. I gotta throw it out there. Another thing that we can talk about on the positive side is NCAA is now allowing players to use their player likeness going into next year and the future. So that means we're going to probably get some NCAA video games. People can start getting paid for their name and all that good jazz. What are your thoughts on that news, man?
I mean, congratulations, man. I think it was about time. I think they've gotten away with so much, man. Like, just imagine, like these players now. Like I've seen a couple people already that already got deals worth $2 million and stuff like that. But it's just like, imagine the players that are really established in that Hall of Famers now. Imagine if it was in their prime. Imagine the amount of money that they could have made. It's just incredible. I think it's a great step moving forward, and and I think, listen, it's gonna benefit everybody. Like you said, now video games are gonna be able to come out. That's more money revenue for the players and NCAA. Now jerseys and all these stuffs are actually gonna be getting sold more because now people are gonna actually buy a jersey that has somebody's name on the back. Mm-hmm. So it's just gonna benefit both sides. Man, I think the most important thing though with this is gonna be recruitment, man. The recruitment is gonna be huge when it comes down to this. So I'm just excited to see, man, what's gonna happen now. Because now I don't think it's gonna be no more of the great coach that's there. Now it's gonna be of how much money can I generate in this college compared to this one. So I can't wait to see what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, another news. Hopefully Reggie Bush can get his Heisman and stuff back in his nature. But to piggyback off of what you were saying, imagine these top guys going to HBCUs, man. Imagine what they could do for that school and them jersey sales. This is what we need, man. This is what we need. Top talents going to HBCUs. It's definitely getting their player likeness and everything because they can put them schools on the map for sure. Mm-hmm. Especially, you can make it to the league no matter what school you're playing for. As long as that you're the top guy and whatever school you're going to bring the media with you. So I think this is a good move to make. Another question I want to ask about on this player likeness thing is, who do you think would have made the most money from the player likeness that didn't have a chance to?
Could be like any sport?
Any sport, any college sport.
Oh, man, this is tough.
I could give you two if you want me to give you the start.
Let me see. Go ahead. Who you got?
So for me, I would have said personally Tim Tebow probably would have been a millionaire. And then I think Zion would have made a lot of money too.
Oh, I mean, Zion, yeah, definitely. I mean, the buzz that he brought was incredible. Yeah. Oh, man, this is tough.
Yeah, it was a lot of talent in college that didn't get paid.
It's a lot, man. But I mean, off the top, I mean, definitely Reggie Bush, I think, along with his Heisman, he would have made a ton. I'm just trying to think of I honestly, Keyshawn Johnson.
Oh yeah.
I think Keyshawn Johnson would have made millions and millions of dollars in college. The dude is incredible. So I'm gonna go with Keyshawn Johnson.
I like that. Another thing that's coming back. Instead of player likeness, we're gonna go to the NFL. Josh Gordon has filed for reinstatement. He wants to get back into the NFL. He did play XFL. Don't want to call your name, but it's all good. But playing XFL. But he's coming back to the NFL. Who do you think should go after Josh Gordon?
Every time I see like he's in the news, I was just like, man, again. Honestly, I just think it would just be a perfect fit. And they're on Hard Knocks this year. Just go to the Dallas, man. Just they already have drama as it is, so just go ahead and add it to that team. So I would like to see him go to Dallas.
I ain't mad at that. That's actually not a bad move either. They got a lot of weapons of wide receiver too, but adding him could be a potential booster for that division, and I think that'll give him some good offensive weapons too.
It's a perfect fit. I mean, he's I mean, listen, with all what he does on the side, I mean, he's a great receiver. So that alone will fit perfect for Dallas, and then his personality with everything going on, it's just they got enough going on anyway. So just he can go with it.
Yeah, if not Dallas, another team I thought that could use him potentially is the Seahawks. The Seahawks could definitely use a guy like Josh Gordon over there with Lockett and DK Metcalf. You had Josh Gordon in there, definitely can take the top off some defenses. And, they already air it out offense anyway. So, going to Seattle wouldn't be a bad move.
And I think that will help out Lockett even more.
Shoot, maybe even Green Bay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's if they want to take him too, though. So
yeah.
But, yeah. All right, last topic of discussion today. Doc Rivers went out on The Verge on an interview and said, a question asked about Ben Simmons. He replied and said, Ben Simmons is terrific, and he says he wants him back in Philly. I don't know if he was just doing that because he's the coach of the 76ers, and he happens to be a team player, but a player on the team. But what do you think about that?
Man, listen, when the series ended and he got on and he said what he said, listen, truthfully, he spoke the truth and he spoke how he felt after that playoff game. When you're a bit upset and you're annoyed, the truth comes out, and you know what I'm saying, and it comes out quick and easy. So I think that's how he really felt about Ben Simmons. I guess after everything calmed down, and I guess he probably saw like, listen, I mean, you should have never had said what you said. So now he wants to come back and I guess try to justify and that he wants to keep Ben Simmons. But listen, man, you know how you truly feel about him, man. Just try to send them away if you can. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think he was putting a positive light on his comments after the game. I think he's trying to, easing it up with what he said. But, it's all good. We understand, Doc. It happens, I guess. But we're going to go ahead and segue into the hot takes. Are you ready?
Yeah, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Coquito Hot Takes. I'm ready. He's ready. Let's hop into it.
All right, I mean, we're gonna go straight into it, and especially, I mean, we got the finals coming up. So, I kind of got to make my predictions with these hot takes. So, right off rip, man, we're going with Suns in 5.
Got the Suns winning. I like that. I like the Suns winning.
We got the Suns in 5, man.
Chris Paul getting his first ring in 5 too. I think they can definitely contain Chris Middleton better than what the Hawks could do, because I think the Suns got more defenders, especially if you put a guy like Bridges on him and maybe even swing Crowder. I think they can really get the job done and beat the Bucks. I really think they do. It's going to take, like I said, yeah.
No, yeah, and I definitely think they match up well on the defensive side. I think Ayton and Brook Lopez is going to be a fun matchup to watch. I mean, my only thing is Suns have to be careful. I think they have to make sure they don't put Chris Paul on Justin Holiday, because that man is just going to
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. Because he's just gonna baby you in the paint. He's just so hopefully the Suns try to avoid that matchup. But other than that, I think I'll even Booker can guard Holiday, but I think you're gonna see Booker and Bridges guarding Middleton for most part of the game. But that's if Giannis. I don't know if he's coming back or what the case may be. But even though I think those two guys are gonna mainly be guarding Middleton, do a good job on containing him.
Yeah, like I said, they got a bunch of defenders to get that done. So I like that Bucks. I like that Suns closeout.
Hey, we're going with that Suns in 5, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. We're gonna bring it into football. So I got Washington, Vikings, and Chargers will all finish with 11 wins.
The Vikings will not finish with 11 wins, but both of the other teams, I can see that. I can see that potentially, but I like how you slid the Vikings in there. But it's all good. I can see the Washington and Chargers potentially doing that, especially the Chargers. I think the Chargers could have had a way better chance if they would have got some of those targets in free agency. But I mean, hey, their roster is still loaded. I understand why they didn't. So yeah, I can definitely see that though.
All right. All right. So for the last one, I got all 4 teams from the NFC West will make the playoffs.
That's the Cardinals, Seahawks,
49ers, and Rams.
Oh yeah, dang, that's tough. So that means what about the Packers? Well, I mean, one of them gonna be a wild card team there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't think that's a hot take though. I think that's realistic. I mean, dang, but that means somebody else gonna be missing. Because Washington. Oh man. If any team I would think not make the playoffs out of that division would be the 49ers.
Yeah, that's kind of what makes it the good hot take.
Yeah.
Because the 49ers is kind of like, I don't really think they're going to make the playoffs.
I'm not so sold on them.
But I got all 4 teams, man, making that playoffs in that division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Yeah, I don't think the 49ers is making it. Like I said, I think they're still like a year away, a year or two.
Definitely. And I mean, listen, especially, I mean, how great would it be if the Trey Lance just comes out and it just starts balling, man? And bring them to a wild card. And bring them to a wild card. So that would be awesome right there.
Yeah, a HBCU quarterback making it to the wild card, that'd be big time for sure. Definitely will open a pathway for those quarterbacks out there too if he gets it done.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that would be a good storyline. But yeah, I don't think this year will be for them. Oh, you know what's funny that now that you mentioned you finished the hot takes, it's funny you mentioned all those teams making the playoffs. So that means your Bears will not make the playoffs. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just say it. You the Bears that you root for is not going to make the playoffs with that hot take.
Yeah, I know, but it's all right.
Okay, I mean we'll both agree on that. They're not making. But the playoffs,
I still think they're gonna have a good year. I don't think it's gonna be terrible, but I think they're gonna have a good year.
So would you think they're still going 8 to 9 games?
Yeah, I consider that.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll see. They got a nice little schedule, so by week 7, I get you your full. You'll give me your full thoughts.
Definitely, definitely, yeah. I mean, we'll know by then. I mean,
all right.
If they 2-5 by week 7, it just wrap it up.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. But we appreciate you guys for tuning into this Hot Take podcast on Monday. Pretty sure we'll be back on Wednesday, and definitely after the game 1 reactions. That'll be dope. But if you're watching this podcast post live stream, we appreciate you as well. Subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram as well, and Twitter. We are on all platforms. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Any last words before we head out?
Nah, man. Not much.
All right. So who you got winning game 1?
Oh, yeah. I definitely got the Suns. I think I think the anticipation of just waiting to play in the game, I think they're just gonna come out firing, blazing. I think they'll be ready to go. I think the Bucks is gonna come in a little bit kind of a little timid. I mean, you know what I'm saying, because they just finished their series and they're just realizing that they're in the finals now. But I think the Suns are just gonna bring that energy and take game 1.
Yeah, man. I think the Suns had the time off, so I think they're ready and more prepared than the Bucks are. So I think the Suns will win game one as well. Who would you think would go off to win the game one? Who would you think would be the guy?
So let me see. So kind of looking at the matchups and stuff like that. I think I can see a good and a decent game by Bridges this series. Well, not this series. I'll say game one. I think he's gonna have a good game one. So yeah, I can see Bridges having at least 20 to 22.
All right, my dark horse for game one is gonna be Chris Paul. Now I know Drew Holiday is a good defender and all, but I think he's gonna make a statement game one. Not saying it's gonna last the whole series, but I think my game one go-to guy would be Chris Paul. But
that'll be great for him, man.
Yeah, it would, man. But
that would be great for him.
It would. That would definitely be a great game one as well. Ratings will go skyrocket after that. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let us know your thoughts on who you think's gonna go off in game one, who you think's gonna win. But this is Dime and that's Coquito. This is the Hot Take Podcast. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we are out.
Yes, sir.